thing I forgot to mention last part, you can use this button right here to get back to the first Robot Masters and the shop. Also, I forgot to mention that thing in the middle left of the stage select can be either the intro stage or middle stage. And I'm going into the shop to buy the hyperspeed charge to reduce my charge speed either by 1/3 or to 1/3 of its original. I forget what the exact thing that is. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman 8.
I'm Astroman.
In the last part, we had our first conversations with Duo and got sent out to the next 4 Robot Masters. And now we're going to start off with Astro Man. By controlling dimensions, he can create virtual cosmic space. Good point, he has a lot of humility. Bad point, he's bashful. Likes wishing upon stars and dislikes cheap humor. Guess that means he doesn't like Bob Saget. Oh! Anyway, Astro Man's stage is one of the weirder ones, as you can see just by the way it looks visually. The way this section works is that there's that sun in the top left, which is switching between a star and an octahedron, and which state it's in will determine whether or not the platforms appear. It's also because of that little 3D thing in the background, which is the only 3D in the game, actually. So I'd like to mention that this game was almost not on the PlayStation. By the way, we're in a maze. I hated this place, but if you just follow where I'm going, it should be pretty good. Because the thing is, Capcom wanted to release this on the PlayStation originally, but early on in the PlayStation's life cycle, or at least by this point, Sony had a no 2D games thing. Only 3D games should be released on it, as they thought. But since they said no to this game, Capcom went, "Oh, I guess you don't want Resident Evil 2 then. Okay, thanks, bye." And because of that, Sony decided to change their minds because they wanted the money from Resident Evil 2. However, at the same time, they kind of rushed this game's release, which is why the Saturn version has more content, be it extra boss fights, music, or even a couple of art galleries. So yeah, there's a bit of Mega Man 8 trivia for you. And I hate this section, by the way. That's why. The maze earlier, really, if you just followed where I was going, it should be good. This entire section, obviously, the floor is lava, so don't let that... Well, obviously, it's not lava, but you get what I mean. Just don't touch the ground. Try to stay towards the middle, if not the top of the screen, obviously, but the higher you can get, the better. I don't know how I destroyed that thing like that. I don't think I've actually ever done that before. Bolts! I think I've got, like, half the bolts so far, which is kind of surprising, actually. And that's the middle point. That's kind of a random place for it, but okay then. And second verse, same as the first. We're pretty much going through another one of these sections in another, but much longer, maze. Solve my maze. That's one game I don't think I'm ever going to play for this channel. Mostly because I don't own it, and I don't want to have to suffer through that godforsaken ring maze. Screw you, Superman 64. Screw you. Also, you're going to notice my live counter fluctuate a bit, be it because I'm editing out deaths, getting game overs, or, having to re-record certain parts due to my capture software crashing. Thanks, game. Thanks a lot. It's weird. I don't think my capture tech has ever crashed on anything else but this. And, by the way, don't do what I just did there. Just jump purely to the right like this. Mind you, Mega Man 8, I will say, is quite a bit more taxing than Mega Man's 1 through 7, because look at it, it's so beautiful. In fact, I actually will say, I think Mega Man 8 looks better than X's 4, 5, and 6. Though I still think those look pretty good for PlayStation. Actually, thinking about it, what was the more powerful system overall for 2D games? The PlayStation or the Saturn? I want to say it was the Saturn. Because I know the Saturn's 3D games, for the most part, sucked, but its 2D games were pretty much always great. Aside from a stall, from what I hear. I hear that was pretty meh. Anyway, the first maze, I don't believe had any bolts in it, but this one does, and a lot of people miss it, though it's very easy to get. Just jump on that switch, walk to the right, and do that, and you should get it pretty easily. See, that little sequence there alone just proves that they knew that you could double jump off the bomb. Mind you, you don't even need to double jump off it, you just have to jump on it. Anyway, time for Astro Man. I actually don't have his weakness, but the flash bomb does good enough, I'd say.
How did you find me? I feel so embarrassed.
I didn't mention it before, but Astro Man sounds really robotic. Then again, he's also the least humanoid robot master in the series, well, Centaur Man aside. He's a very simple pattern. He'll float around, he'll do this attack every now and then, while he'll have his balls, as awkward as that sounds, fly around him and shoot lasers. He has this troublesome attack, where he teleports all over the place, and the last place that he teleported to is the only safe place from his Astro Crush attack. His weakness, for future reference, is Search Man's ability, but I don't have that now, do I? Flash Bomb, however, will take him out very easily, as will Charge Shots, honestly. For newcomers to the series, or to the game in particular, I recommend taking out the guy in the bottom right, Aquaman, first, for reasons of the fact that he's just really, really easy. Because as you can see, I kinda died to him. I honestly hate not having his weakness, but I can take him out competently enough most of the time that I don't need it. Overall, pretty easy boss, and I love his design. Pretty easy stage overall, too, actually. And for beating him, we get the Astro Crush ability. Essentially, it's a meteor-type screen nuke. It can also break certain stage environments. Like, there was that one bolt thing I mentioned back in Tengu Man stage last part that you could break with it. And there's also something in the next stage I can break with it, so yay! Anyway, now time for this guy.
I'm Aquaman.
Must resist DC joke! But actually, seriously, with the name Aqua, Space, Man, and that voice, you could tell what they were doing. It's really weird, though. They didn't censor his name here, but Aquaman's name in the Battle Network series got censored. Not censored, changed. I think it was Battle Network 6 Fallzar. His name got changed to Spoutman, which I find kind of weird. Also, as you can tell, I kind of forgot Megaman can swim at this game momentarily. Anyway, let me get Aquaman's bio up. Aquaman. Having stored the water in his body, he controls it for attack. He is recently suffering from a potbelly. Good point. He's a facetious robot. I think that's facetious. It's face, T-I-O-U-S. Bad point. He's porky. Likes turtle humor and dislikes serious drama. I can tell he's annoying. As is that section. I hate spikes in water, I'll be honest. It's one of the reasons I'm really not looking forward to Mega Man and Base for Pirate Man stage. Anyway, ooh, extra life, sweet. Time for a mini-boss, who is one of the harder mini-bosses in the game, especially if you only go for the Mega Buster. I recommend using Flash Grenade, or Flash Bomb, because that does a lot of damage to him for some reason. He likes to flower around in the waterfall, obviously. He only really has 2 attacks aside from bodily contact, which is to drop a bomb from above you and to do this one random punching glove attack when he's to your left or right. Like so. Not that hard, but he is time-consuming, and he does do a lot of damage, I will say that much. I don't think he actually has a real weakness, but just that the freaking Flash Bomb does enough to make it short. And there he goes. And for beating him, we get one of the more useful, if not the most useful, Rush upgrade in the game. This is Rush Heal. Essentially, Rush will fly across the top of the screen left and right, dropping weapon energy and life energy. You can actually get quite a bit of health from it if you're lucky enough. Ignore that extra life there, that's not going to be there for the rest of the part due to reasons. Anyway, you can use Astro Crush right here in order to break this ceiling. Honestly, I will say, as powerful as it is, Astro Crush is really situational. I only use it whenever I'm fighting Aquaman or a certain boss in the Wily Castle. There's a bolt in this screen I missed. It's in the bottom right corner. There's a spike blocking your way, but you can use the tornado hold in order to lift it up higher. I'm not sure why I missed it, but I guess I was just being stupid and forgot it was there. I hate this section. I often forget you can actually shoot and swim at the same time for some reason. Then again, Megaman doesn't swim often, so can you blame me? I think the next time Megaman swims is either one of the Battle Network games or Star Force. Because, yeah, he doesn't swim in Legends, he just slinks down, too. There's a bolt in... this is actually the lower of the two entrances you can get into this room with. The other one, there is a bolt you can get from going all the way up and 2 rooms back. But I didn't do that. Oh, well. There's also a bolt there I missed, stupidly. In fact, I swear there's 2 different variations of this room depending on which room you enter and exit from. Yeah, there is actually, because the other way you come from the left. Never mind. I will say I hate this room for one reason and one reason only. Everything is out to kill me. Got enough enemies in here, Capcom? Yowza. In fact, you know what? I'm not feeling this health level. Let's get Rush Heal out as soon as Sniper Joe gets out of my way. Come on. Thank you. So yeah, this is Rush Heal. He drops weapon and life energy. It's pretty useful. Though, for some reason with me, he likes to drop more weapon energy than life energy, which is not what I really need. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Anyway, time for Aquaman. I love the line he's about to say.
You can call me handsome guy.
I love that line so much. Anyway, Aquaman's weak to Asteroid Crush, as you might tell. He only has, I think, 3 attacks. This water cannon attack, where at every intersection it can go one of the 4 cardinal directions. A water balloon attack, where he shoots these water balloons pretty much in an arc that would go above Mega Man normally, but every single balloon they get closer and closer to Aquaman. Then he has this attack where he jumps, crashing down, and makes the water below you make a geyser, which is pretty hard to dodge, and then he disintegrates the geyser, making all the water fall down on top of you. He's an easy boss, though. And for beating him, we get the most useless weapon in the game. Even more useless than the Parasite Bomb from X3. We get Water Balloon. What does it do? You shoot a ball of water forward. That's it. The Bubble Lead from Mega Man 2 was better in my opinion, because at least that was only useful... At least you could kill the final boss with that. The only thing weak to this is the next Robot Master we're going after. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in Part 5, we'll be heading after this little guy right here. He looks awesome. See you guys then.